Школьный двор и смех подружек, самый чистый, самый звонкий. И бегут по теплым лужам босоногие девчонки, и уже других качают наши школьные качели.
Kazakhstan is the 9th largest nation in the world, and when exactly the first human beings set foot in its vast, seemingly boundless steppes can't be known exactly, but they were hunters tracking their prey in the languid retreat of the Ice Age, and for centuries numerous tribes inhabited the area, nomadic pastoralists and bronze workers. The region also saw the rise of prominent Iranian civilizations, such as the Saka and more famously the Scythians, fearsome fighters, proficient horseback archers, and masters of broad plains. What's pleasantly surprising about the Scythians is their astonishing skills in metalwork. They crafted items of such intricate delicacy as to shut the mouths of those who dismissed them as mere uncouth barbarians. More centuries slipped by to the sound of the wind and hooves in the fields, and one day the breezes brought the music of the Turkic tongue as the Göktuks migrated into the land from the east, bringing with them the worship of the sky god Tengri. And you didn't want to make Tengri angry. These ancient Turks by the 570s ruled an enormous slab of the continent before quarrels and wars saw them splitting into two halves in 603, both of which would end up conquered by Tang dynasty China. The 8th century saw contact with Arab Muslims who introduced Islam to Central Asia, which today remains the majority religion of the region. The 1200s saw the land completely conquered by the Mongols under Genghis Khan and absorbed into this sprawling empire. Such an elephantine expanse of earth inevitably ended up divided. The land we're concerned with fell to the western Mongol domain called the Golden Horde. Over time, the horde became less Mongol and more Turkic, and in the 1300s, the leader accepted Islam. The latter 14th century saw the Golden Horde devastated by the armies of the Turco-Mongol conqueror Timur, and the state fractured into smaller pieces. One of these pieces was called the Uzbek Khanate. Khan, of course, is a word for ruler. Many did not like the Uzbek way of doing things, however, and in about 1465, under the leadership of two brothers, some 200,000 people broke away from them and migrated here, where they became known as the competition. No, war, it's always war, and the Kazakhs won and remained free and independent. The following years saw more land for their own nation, the Kazakh Khanate, which reached its greatest extent in the 1500s under Qasim Khan, where the Kazakhs were lords of the steppes, just like the Scythians had been so many centuries earlier. From the 1600s onward, the Kazakh state trickled into tribal division. This naturally weakened the state as a whole, and it suffered attacks from various neighbors, including a western Mongol people called the Junga. The Kazakhs achieved victories over the invaders under ағлшн Khan, and the Junga were eventually decisively defeated by the Chinese, who ordered their genocide in the 1750s. The Kazakhs still faced incursions from surrounding nations, and themselves
my mother is a teacher and my mother is a doctor. We live in a big house, but it's not ours. It belongs to